Hi, my name's Olivia Robb. I'm Irish, currently living in the UK. When I was all of your age, I actually had to take 7 A levels, and they were very, very boring, if I'm honest, all the subjects I had to do. I had to do Irish, English, French, maths. I chose history, home economics, and biology. I was told to pick science because that's what we're told to do, and I really regret that. I wish I had done art. Um, but yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I actually ended up moving to Spain, and I lived in Alicante, and I minded two kids, and it was it sounds very boring, but I actually loved it because it was my first taste of really independence. After that, I came back to Ireland and I just worked in retail because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I loved watching Friends, and I loved seeing Rachel, and she was a fashion buyer, and it just looked so glamorous and so exciting. So I actually broke up with a boy back in Ireland, and I decided, never been to the UK before, over in Manchester, and I decided to go to MMU in Manchester, and I went back at 25. I'm so glad I waited because you have such an amazing opportunity over here that you're able, when you go to university, it's like a student tax rather than you don't have to pay up front, and that is amazing, and you should all feel so privileged that the country offers this, and I think it's amazing because it really helped and supported me. So I came over here and I did fashion buying and merchandising. Then I ended up doing a placement in my last year. I would thoroughly recommend, if you can get a placement, do it. I got placement in a company called Henry Lloyd, which was sailing, and it kind of gave me my first real sense of buying, and it was great, and I loved it there, and it was a lovely team, if I'm honest. Um, I also did a bit of merchandising. I had the most amazing boss ever. She had done the course previously, and she really took me under her wing. Um, if I have any advice about that, is learn Excel, and if they ask, can you do this, say you can and YouTube it, because that's how I got the job. I was learning VLOOKUPs and pivot tables at home, and I didn't know what I was doing, but that really has helped me. After that, I worked in another company, and that was in Northern Quarter, and it was menswear, and we worked with a lot of brands. We worked with Adidas, we worked with Nike, we worked with Ralph Lauren. I was in London 3 times a week. I got to go to Paris, I got to go to New York with wear. It sounds very glamorous, and it just kind of wasn't for me because I just wanted to settle down a little bit more with my boyfriend. So I actually moved into pharmaceuticals. So moving over to pharmaceuticals, I was a buyer there for a pharmacy, and I would work on brand support deals. I'd work on deals from Europe, and I would also do a bit of trading. Then I decided to go for a promotion, and which I got, and now I am in charge of the relationships with certain manufacturers, so that's amazing. And I think the biggest thing for me is I could never have been a nurse, I could never have been a doctor, can't handle blood or anything, and anyone who can, fair play to you, you're much braver than me. But it's really nice knowing that I'm helping people, and it's making a difference. And so that's a big thing, especially working so closely with hospitals with everything going on. Um, if I had any advice to give everyone, it's Excel. Learn Excel. It will be your best friend. I cannot tell you how to do anything on a calculator anymore. If you ask me how to do a percentage, cannot tell you, and I do that on a daily basis. But my Excel is what I use, and that's now my new baby. And also learn to drive. My mum, um, Irish Catholic mothers, if anyone is aware of them, made me actually learn how to drive. And I went and I passed my test when I was 26. Um, where my mum actually lives, there's one traffic light, there is no roundabouts, and I was told that if I had taken my test in Dublin, I wouldn't have passed. So that's an experience. But when I went for the job in pharmaceuticals, I was actually asked, do I have my full license? And you are open to such a range of jobs if you do have it. And I said I did, and 2 weeks before, I learned how to drive on a roundabout. So yeah, that's just would be my advice. When you go for job interviews, I would say as well, interview them. Do you actually want to work there? You will spend more time with these people than your friends and family. I'm really, really lucky that I love the people I work with, and they've now turned into some of my best friends. Interview them, make sure that you have a good manager, and think, will this manager help support you? Because that's the sign of a good manager. And if they won't, another job will come. Since I've been over here, when I got made permanent in Henry Lloyd's, I'd been working there a year. On my first day in my new role, which was a merchandiser role, the company actually went into administration, and I had the job title. So that's all that really mattered to me. So I was able to jump really fast just because I had that title. So you never know what's around the corner, and I think we'll all work out. I went back late. I'd highly recommend it. Before I went back to uni as well, I also lived in Barcelona for a little while, and I was a business English teacher to a company called Baco. If you know them, you probably have a fridge or a washing machine or a microwave or something, and they sponsor the Barcelona football team. And I winged that. I went and I did a 2-week TEFL course, and then I just moved over, didn't know what I was going to do, and I ended up getting a job doing that. So kind of the world's your oyster. Don't rush into anything would be the biggest thing I'd say. I think, like, I went and I did a year of law as well, back in Ireland, and I hated it. It was much too wordy. I'm dyslexic as well, so I didn't really like school. I didn't really like the studying part or anything like that. But listen to your teachers; they know what they're talking about, and just kind of be true to yourself. And if you're making a decision and it seems like the biggest thing in the world, think, will this matter in 5 years? Because that's kind of something I've been living by, and we'll all work out in the end. And wish you all the best of luck. If anyone has any questions about pharmaceuticals, about fashion, about abroad, if you want to give them to your teacher, I'll happily answer them. Thank you all. Bye.